Chapter 8. But one day, right out of the blue, came the future. Right smack dab in the middle of a bunch of bud-pounding cave homos with all kinds of animals on the wall, having sex with a giraffe. And the future was pissed off. Really super pissed off. It took a wrong turn, at a point, and made a huge crack in the space-time continuum, and it arrived. Some 200 years early. And futures are always on time. Maybe sometimes a little ahead. But in general, they like a good timing. But this future, who was the daughter of God, and his lesbian sister, Abraham, was really mega super pissed off, and way out of good timing. Futures are normally very unstable, because they carry a lot of future stuff up their butt. And that really hurts. And here we have a future with stuff for all mankind for the next 200 years. And the future knew that if it just took a great big dump of future stuff all over mankind at the wrong time, God would be mega super pissed off, because future stuff is dangerous to man, and they can't handle too much future at a time, so they might hurt themselves a lot. And then God have to work overtime to teach them mighty funny lessons. But that would be too much, even for God. And he would be super duper mega pissed off, and maybe kick it in its in future nuts. But no one has seen God for a while. Some said he got AIDS and died because he had unprotected anal intercourse with a little red goat with pube hair on his face. And everybody knows that little red goats with stuff coming out of his head have AIDS. That's a fact. But nobody really knew, except the future, because they know a lot of stuff, being the future and all. And he'd heard from his lesbian mother, Abraham, who'd been viciously jealous since God, the future's father, screwed around with Moses, Buddha's sister-in-law. And Abraham was so pissed off that they haven't had a family meeting in 2,700 years. And Abraham told him that God was spending most of his time sitting on the brink of the devil's anus, having a good God laugh watching his dates getting bigger and bigger, forgetting all about mankind, and teaching lessons. Like a big strong uncle who'll force his sweet little blue-eyed blonde-haired nephew to eat his own hands so he can see how it's like to be a hungry kid in Africa. But right now, the future was desperate. It just had to take a dump. Everybody who have tried to be in that position knows that it can kill the fear of anything, even God, to be relieved from a humongous crap. 200 years worth of crap was just begging to pass that tiny little futuristic butthole. And it just had to go big time. And when it finally happened, its ass just gave in and died. And with a huge explosion, the biggest dump in the whole universe was pouring down all over mankind, but mostly women. The future took its last breath a few hours later. It died from severe internal injuries, and with an already dead asshole, its sweet little heart just couldn't take no more. That day, all mankind suddenly had 200 years worth of crap, and no future stuff. And lots of it, right there, all over the place. And it was stuff no one's ever seen before. It was a little scary, but also very exciting. The benders didn't see it coming, because they can't see shit. But the head pounders were prepared, because they know everything. And as usual, they had the greatest idea ever: slapping. No mankind will ever notice you'll sneak new futuristic stuff up their butts if you give them a nice firm slapping right there on the butt cheeks and maybe on the tits too, and maybe a good nice slap right on the penis and nutsack. The phenomenon is called slapsticking, and the pounders always liked a little slapping on the side while pounding nice dumbass benders. And now, it was official and legal. The harder you slap, the more you can pound. This was a dream scenario for the Pounders, and they just started randomly slapping everybody on their nuts and tits while they forced all kinds of stuff up their anuses. And all the Benders got really scared, and, in the end, they forgot all about the sweet days back in them homa caves with great respect for all man and pretty flowers on the wall. And no one was jacking anymore, not even a little nut scratch. They just got beat every day right on the tits and maybe on the penis with stuff hanging halfway out of their ass. It was really bad times for all mankind. So now you know. This was Jack's world. It was a mean old world. All mankind was split up. And sad. And he grew up in the middle of it all.